Hi everybody from a beautiful day in Skyrim. I thought that I'd just discuss a few things with you about my wish list for Elder Scrolls 6. And I know that it's a bit difficult because we don't know anything about it yet. The only things we do know are that, Microsoft bought ZeniMax for $7.5 billion. Billion, I can't even fathom that amount of money. And so they should have more money behind them. They should be able to knock whatever is coming out of the park. And I know they're doing Starfield first. It's going to be a single player space RPG, and it's going to bring a major engine rewrite, whatever that might be. So in the hopes that that's going to be something super awesome, then who knows? We also don't even know exactly where it's going to be set yet. There was a bit of an issue with ZeniMax trademarking Redfall, so that's being speculated about, that it might be High Rock. That's west of Skyrim, and that's also quite mountainous and snowy. So, I'm thinking that could be super beautiful, because I don't know about you, but that was the thing that drew me into Skyrim, is the beauty of the landscape in a way that no other game ever has. And I'm still not tired of it. I don't think I could ever be tired of it, with the wonderful work that the modders do with constantly creating new cities, towns, villages, overhauls of every kind. You can personalize Skyrim in a way that you just can't do with any other game. And so I'm hoping that remains a feature. And not only that whatever ES6 is going to be is moddable, but also that they might add some in-game tools for those of us who would really love not to have to download an outside program, but instead to be able to carry out our own decoration to our own homes in the game, kind of in a way like EverQuest 2 allows you to do. And I will just insert some footage here so that I can show you exactly what I mean. So here she is. This is Febrith Darkstar, and I'm in my guild hall. So I know that this is comparing apples and oranges, but if a game as old as EQ2 can do it, then I'm absolutely sure Bethesda can do it. And that is to add in-game decorating tools which work very simply, and which, allow players to be able to construct properties or just add decorations, plants, whatever. So if I show you, it's a simple matter of pressing Control E, and I've now gone into decorator mode. And if I hover over any item at all, you can see every single item around me has been hand placed, apart from the door. That's actually part of the guild hall. So every single thing, including the ceiling, the struts, the window, everything has been hand placed, and it's dead easy to do. So say, for example, I wanted to pick up this floor tile. I get this wheel that appears, which enables me to move things. I can move them up or down. I can pitch, change the heading, roll it, or scale it, make it bigger or smaller. So ever so simple, or I can just pick it up. So a very simple in-game tool like that, what a difference that would make to a game, like Skyrim. So even if you didn't want to go all out and build a fabulous mod of some kind, and you just wanted to do a bit of decorating, you could do it without having to either open the creation kit or download a mod like the Positioner, because, oh my god, those things are not that intuitive and easy to work with, I think. Also, what would be really cool is if we could have our own, make our own people, make our own, kind of like mannequins. I'll show you. So here's a model of a friend of mine in the game called Jeanette. As you can see, when you approach her, she says, "Need more cupcakes." So here she is doing a bit of baking in the kitchen. You can make your mannequins, models, say things when you approach them, and you can make them do something. So here's Auntie sitting at the bar, mumbling about the Great Divide and how she was scarred for life. Just little things like that, just, that would add to the game. For Elder Scrolls 6, I just think they can pick up on other games, things that other games do extremely well, and decorating in EQ2. I've tried Rift, I've tried other games where there is so-called decorating, and it's just nothing like this. You can build so many properties in so many ways. Really, the sky's the limit. This Feb is a carpenter, so she can make thousands, literally thousands of items. So if you look at this list, for example, here's a list of not all of the homes that she's made. That's quite a lot of buildings of all sorts of different kinds that, they range from planetariums to, I don't know, I made an enterprise, just, all kinds of weird things, fabulous things, a hobbit hole, things that other people in EQ2 have done far better than me, I might add, but just things that I enjoyed doing. So, the sky is the limit with what you can actually make in EQ. The next thing, you'll see Feb is shivering here, and that's because she's approaching a big pile of snow. So she's cold. You have all sorts of emotes in EQ2 that are a lot of fun and make a lot of sense for an MMO, and I appreciate that Elder Scrolls 6 isn't going to be an MMO, but, for example, just a little thing like dancing. How nice would it be if you had that ability without having to download a mod? These should be in the game from the very beginning. So Feb has a unique dance. All of the races do. She's a fae, but, if I was playing as any other race, I would have a different dance. So here she is. This is her. Oh, I'm mounted. Hang on. Get rid of those wings. So she has a very adorable little dance. It's quite the cutest thing ever. Ta-da! So yeah, that's just, what I'm getting at in the way of decorating, emotes, characterizations, these type of things that I think would be great if we could have those in Skyrim. So, getting back to Skyrim. Okay, what else did I want to talk about? Ability to give clothes and arms and shelter to people. So in the Dragonborn Museum, one of the things that you can find as you are playing with that mod is something called Rain Shelter. And it's like a pop-up tent that has a little cook pot in it and other little bits and pieces. How wonderful would it be if, when you come across the beggars in Skyrim, like poor old Silda in Windhelm, who's freezing and wearing rags, and all you can do, your only option is to give her 1 gold. Well, how about expanding these options a bit so that, if you come across people like that in your travels in Elder Scrolls 6, you would be able to give proper a set of clothing to them, maybe, one of these pop-up shelter type things. And I appreciate fully that beggars may be a necessary part of the game, and they may want to stay beggar, and they may be required to stay as a beggar for quest purposes or whatever, in which case then, there could be an option for them to tell you to get knotted, thanks a lot, but sling your hook type of thing. But wouldn't it be fab if you did have that option of being able to help them properly and give them things that would help them, and they could just, park up somewhere with their little shelter at night so that I'm not coming away feeling bad about it. And also the Orphans. I can't remember the name of the mod right now. If I do remember it, I'll pop it here on the screen. That opened an orphanage, a school, like Hogwarts, but for Skyrim kids. And how great would it be if you were able to have a project where you could get involved in building something like that in game, so that you could go around, collect all the little orphans up. And I never adopt, but that doesn't mean I don't feel for the poor little beggars out there, and that would be nice if we had that option too. The other thing is armor repairs, and I know that they had armor repairs in Oblivion because I've been playing that, or trying to, recently, and it doesn't make any kind of sense to me that you're out fighting mud crabs to dragons and everything in between, and yet your armor doesn't even get a dink. So armor repairs, maybe put that back in. Maybe people might find that I don't know. It's been said to me that Skyrim is Oblivion dumbed down, and I can understand why, because Oblivion does seem a lot harder to me. Maybe it's because I'm still a newbie, but hey, so that's a thought. Maybe bring that back. Also, coordinates. We don't have coordinates in Skyrim, and I'd love to see that in Elder Scrolls 6, because trying to find anywhere is sometimes quite awkward when you're trying to describe the location of something. So maybe the map coordinates could also be introduced. And my final thought was epic weapons. So although we have races, but we don't really have classes in the Bethesda games. Which actually I love, don't get me wrong. I don't want to be pinned down or fenced in and made to play a certain way and be told that, oh, well, because you're a healer, you can't use this, that, or the other weapon. So I'm thinking along the lines of maybe a very long quest line, something that would involve a lot of steps, a lot of phases, but that would give you an epic weapon, maybe a later game type of thing that is going to be specific to you and the way that you play. So, for example, I always end up doing the same old thing. I don't know why. I try to think of doing something new, and I always end up favouring archery, then one-handed and light armour, always. And magic, yes, I do. I use magic a lot, but then I tend to try and switch it out. When it's getting so hard to level up, when you get to level 60, everything starts getting really painful after that. So I switch it up and I go to heavy armor and I go to two-handed and blah, blah, blah. And this is the way that I always end up playing. So that's my fault. But the game may well have the ability to recognize the way that you're playing, what it is that you're favoring, and at the end of the quest line you would be given, say, an epic bow, because that it knows that this is what you're particularly favoring, and there may well be a merchant or a trader that you could go to that you could swap it out for something else. So that would be nice. I would like to see that kind of quest line introduced. Other than that, I don't think I really had any more thoughts about Elder Scrolls 6. I just hope that it's as gorgeous as Skyrim. I can't imagine a more epic beginning to any game. That cart ride, do you remember that the very first time that you were on that cart ride and you didn't know what the hell was going on, where you were, why you were there, what had you done? Why are you just about to be executed? I'm innocent, I tell you. That is going to be very hard to beat. It's an iconic game opener, and I'm excited to see what comes. I really can't wait. In fact, I'm amazed that we have had to wait so long. It seems to me there was a relatively short gap between Oblivion and Skyrim, and here we are now at the end of 2020 with still no real firm news about Elder Scrolls 6, when it's going to be. I understand that maybe the producers have all got a bit burnt out on the Elder Scrolls after Skyrim and wanted to do something different. But guys, it's so many years later. I'm going to be an old lady by the time this comes out. I'm very impatient for it, and I know that a lot of people will be also. Anyway, those are my random thoughts. Do let me know what you think about it. You may hate any of my suggestions, in which case that's fine, no problem. They may or may not even be feasible to introduce. They're just my random thoughts about what I would like to see. I would certainly like to see more of this. I mean, look at this beautiful scenery here. And that's it. Apart from please no more spiders dropping from the ceiling, because the first time that happened I nearly had a heart attack. And every time it happens, all these years later, it still freaks me out. It is like just the worst thing ever. So that's it. That's the end of my rambling. Give us a thought as to what you think, and I will see you soon for the next video, which will be another house mod coming very soon. In the meantime, take care, everybody. Stay safe and stay happy gaming. Bye for now.